Okay, this video is internist conversation number 4. So the internal medicine doctor says to me, I've been trying to help this female patient for months. I've been telling her about the dangers of drugs. She's on pills that really I don't think she needs and the benefits of vegan diet. But she sort of just ignores me after multiple conversations. So then I'm talking to her and I mentioned to her that the low-fat vegan diet makes it easy to lose weight and optimize body weight. She gets all excited. She goes out to the store and buys a whole bunch of vegan food. Next time I'll mention that the first conversation. And he says to me, what do you think is normal for TSH? You know, I got some friends and myself, we're thinking that the standard guidelines are too high, saying TSH can be anywhere from 0.5 to 4 or, up to around 4.5 for people over 50, for example. And he says, we're thinking that it probably should only be something like 0.5 to 1.5. I think a lot of people are walking around with low-grade hypothyroidism, subclinical hypothyroidism, and that's associated with hyperlipidemia. Elevated triglycerides, total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, increased tendency to fatty liver, increased tendency to diabetes. It's making them sick. My thought was, fatty liver and diabetes and obesity, all these things go together. And what's the most common cause of hypothyroidism? It's like Hashimoto's, also Graves thyrotoxicosis, and they're both associated with leaky gut. So I would eat more dietary fiber, would be one of the things I would do and try to prevent that mechanism of leaky gut, and hopefully they'll have enough residual thyroid function. Otherwise, you got to decide how you want to handle their medications. Here's 2 papers on it, updating dyslipidemia and hypothyroidism. So I went and looked it up a little bit, hypothyroidism and dyslipidemia here, and this illustration's from that paper showing hypothyroidism associated with increased blood triglycerides, increased blood, total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, increased insulin resistance, increased diabetes, increased trend into fatty liver. Fatty liver I think of as just being diabetes of the liver. Okay, so our conversation continued, and then he said to me, your lecture on hypertension and electrolytes was great. When I saw the info on magnesium, it reminded me how so many people are deficient in magnesium. And yeah, sure, they can eat their plant foods, but I think, to get caught up, they should be taking magnesium supplements initially. He goes, then I also noticed that, when you talk about how the total amount of potassium and sodium is kept constant for electrolyte balance, for osmolarity, and also with regard to how that affects the electrochemical gradients across the plasma membrane and cells. And he goes, for me, that was a key moment, a turning point, because it's so obvious that the human body is so much smarter than doctors are. We're kidding ourselves, fooling around with these medications, but allowing the patient to keep all their bad habits with diet and lifestyle and whatnot. And then we try to fix the problem with pills, and we don't ever really fix it. He says we can't make the human body better than it is. He says the smart thing to do is just eat the good foods and let the body do what it's supposed to do.